I'm Ciliann. Welcome to my art channel. In this video I show you how to paint a wet-on-wet landscape painting in oil color under the overpass. Enjoy! So here, using a black acrylic, I'm just blocking in those areas that I want to be darker. That'll take care of some of the darkness of this painting. Instead of an all black canvas, I do want to leave some areas lighter. So most of it will just cover up with not even such a dark layer of black acrylic paint. Water it down a little bit, somewhat grayish. Some areas are darker. But that's a very quick coverage. There's our dense vegetation on the right, our overpass, and the road beneath it. So working on the very top part first, where there is that autumn sky. And putting some red paint in our brush. Putting some brown paint in our brush. We'll just put in some leafy bits here and there. Just try to follow along the general shape of a tree. And on top of that, we'll go with red, so that it has a shadowy effect. We'll start with the dark and end off with the lighter red, so that this looks like a tree in the autumn. And then we'll top it up with some branches here and there. Just thin down the brown paint to make it easier to work with. And using a very thin brush, now I want to add some more leafy things on the sides to make it look like they're leaning over our overpass. Okay, so using the palette knife and the mixture of colors, black, light brown, which is raw umber, and white, and not to mix them too thoroughly. You want to have a marbled look so that the stones don't all look the same. We'll make a rounded edge to this overpass, and then I'll put in the shadowy inside underneath. And we'll keep working with the palette knife, layer upon layer of bricks, one on top of the other. Feel free to change their color as you go along, make it more gray or more brown. Doesn't have to be perfect. But it does take a lot of paint, since you're using a palette knife and leaving on a nice brick every part that you touch. Now we won't do this on the whole entire. We'll leave some parts empty for some foliage, and the top part of this overpass has more closely spaced bricks, one after the next. Now for the road that goes underneath it, we'll use some ultramarine blue and black, and we'll just put down a nice dark road going through, and just make it as wide as the space in between. Gradually coming a little wider towards the front of the painting. And now we need to put in our trees and bushes. So since this is the autumn, we'll just take our 2-inch brush and pound in some orange, yellow, red, over that dark area to the right. And since it's already black underneath, that'll give the shadowy effect that we're looking for. And here goes some yellow grass in the bottom next to the road. And we'll take some green leaves that haven't yet turned red, and we'll give the side a variety of color. Also on the left side, in the place that we left empty of bricks, and on the other side of the road, cross over the street and give the other side some greenery. Now you see that we have a combination of color on the brush, and that is a very nice effect when the brush has red, yellow, and green on it, and you can make all at once greenery or different plants and bushes that have different colors on them. We use our palette knife again and put in a trunk for this tree on the right side and give it some branches using different browns and white. And it's always fun to cut in some branches with the edge of the palette knife. Oh, here we get some fresh green. Not everything turned red yet. Now we'll work underneath this overpass. And we'll put in some trees over there in the distance, red and green. Try to fill up the space, but leave some white so that it looks like it's not that dense. And just taking whatever color you still have on your brush and going over the grassy areas, giving them some flowers or fallen leaves or whatever. Let's make some branches overhanging. Give some depth to the painting. Putting things in front of each other or behind each other. That's what gives depth. Now taking a large 1-inch brush and some white, we'll go over this road and we'll leave some areas darker, some areas lighter to see which areas are being hit more by the sunlight as it comes through the trees. And of course we need the yellow line down the center. And we'll put that in with our palette knife and some bright cad yellow. And we'll just touch up the other side of the tunnel. Sorry, overpass. With more branches and bushes and different colors here and there. I can put some bushy areas up in the front over here. And so we first put down our darker brown for the shadow and top it off with some green. And this is a lot of fun. You pull the brush through the paint in one direction, and then on the rounded edge you just dip it into the yellow and pushing it up against the canvas. Yellow part first, green part underneath. You get all these little flowers on top of the of those bushy areas. Thanks for watching.